gentlemen, and welcome back to another Brick in the Mall. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because I'm certainly excited to be back here at the mall on day 46. It's coming up to 5 a.m., so people are going to start pouring in very soon to get to work and get things ready for the day ahead. Today I would like to jump into the comments of yesterday's episode, and I'd like to have a little look at some of the suggestions that were put forward for names for some of the shops. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the clothing store, which is store 7, which is this one. And there were a couple of suggestions, people saying stuff like conflicted outfitters, and someone suggested calling it after, because that's sort of a play on next, even though I would probably call it before as a play on next, although maybe that's not as obvious. Either way, someone come up with an idea to play on the urban outfitters thing, and we're going to call it rural outfitters. Rural. That's a horrible word to say with my accent. I did not think this through. Rural. Oh, God. Rural outfitters is going to be that. So that's that sorted. Store 9 is the electronics store, actually. Now, a couple of people were saying that this should be called something like Pear, which would be a play on Apple. But it doesn't just sell Apple products. It doesn't just sell, like, iPods and tablets and that stuff. It sells games and all that stuff. And I'm thinking that it would be a better idea to go with some of the other suggestions, which were calling it the Nerdrasoft store, because Nerdrasoft is the best company. Then I didn't really see too many suggestions for the store up here, store 10, the appliances store. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to very quickly go to the comments of the previous episode, and I'm just going to have another quick look, but I ain't seeing nothing. I ain't seeing much about the appliances store. So, you know what? We're just gonna go with appliances store. Appliance store. Yeah, done. Beautiful. Anyway, with that all out of the way, I would like to go ahead and make a couple of changes here. I'd like to go to build. I'd like to remove some road work, and I want to get rid of the staff-only parking that's in these areas here, because it would probably be a better idea to turn that into customer parking and have staff parking behind all of the various shops. So, you're building and destroying at the same time? That's an interesting combination of things for you to be doing right there. Get rid of that, and get rid of this bit as well, please, if you wouldn't mind. Or don't. That's good too. Just you take your time there, builder. Oh, seriously? Come on, get that done. There we go. Alright. So a bit more customer parking up front there. Ain't gonna hurt anybody. We did spend a bit of money doing that, but that's probably okay. We're on 80-ish customers out of 204. The top that we've had has been, wait a minute, 96. For a second, I thought that said 99. I was about to say that that's just not fair. But 99's not so bad. Apparently, I'm losing sales in the electronics store. So if I go to Nerdrasoft is closing at 5 o'clock. Appliance store closes at 5 o'clock, and Rural Outfitters closes at 9 o'clock. And does have staff to maintain it that whole time. I think what I'd like to do is have the... I'd like the Nerdrasoft store to close a little bit later. So I'm going to have it close at 9, and I'm going to have the appliance store close at 9 as well. Now, we're going to need to bring staff in to deal with this. Although what I'm thinking is for the appliance store, I'm actually going to have you, Elisa. I'm going to say Elisa. Apologies if that's not your actual name. We're going to have you start about there, and we're going to have you work until... let's say if you start at 2 o'clock and work, that's gonna, so you need to work 7 hours, that's fine. Then Bobby Buchanan, you are gonna work to about there. You're gonna work 5 hours, you're gonna work 7 hours, and the store is gonna be open a bit longer. There's only ever gonna be one cashier working at any one time, but that's probably okay. In fact, Bobby, you're gonna work 6 hours. So that in the middle of the day, where that spike is right there, we're going to be able to deal with it nicely, and hopefully that'll help the appliance store do a little bit better. Now, for the Nerdresoft store, I actually kind of want to try something similar. So you are going to work 7 hours, and you are going to start about there, and you are going to work for about 6 hours, and that should be totally fine. Now, if that ends up not working, that's fine. I'm not too worried if things go a little bit haywire for a day, because, you know, we can make it work tomorrow. Now, people are complaining about restrooms. Can I set restrooms to be like a, just a generic building? Because if I could do that, that would be kind of nice. Because what I could do is, for example, go in here and get rid of part of the maintenance center, because it doesn't need to be that big anyway. If we go to build and go to walls, I think the maintenance center was just all this little bit. So we'll do some walls there. We'll do a wall like that. We're going to go to build objects. We're going to want a staff door just in there. And then I want to remove some objects because I want to get rid of, wait, I can put floor tiles down? I didn't even notice this. Oh my god, I can put floor tiles down. Okay, I kind of want to do that actually. I'm thinking that the technology store over here, white floor tiles, absolutely. Wait, that doesn't cost me anything? Oh my god, it doesn't cost me anything. That's kind of beautiful. Although it probably would look better if it was just like, I don't know, it's fine as is. I think I want to go for like wooden floors in the clothing place. Oh, it does cost me 3,150 right up front. I like that my workers don't have to put it down there, but that looks nice. Then up here is going to be, I mean, it's appliances. We'll go for sort of a kitchen look in there. That's probably fine. Doesn't look great from a distance, I'll give it that, but it's going to do the job. As for this place, we're going to go for some floor tiles like this in the kitchen area. Then for the rest of it, I want to go for this color. Something just a bit like that. Now, that's very expensive, but I'll pay for it. There we go. That looks alright. Then this place is going to do as is. Is this our best day thus far? It totally is. I guess it's because some of the stores were open a little bit later. Not bad. Not bad at all. Almost 10,000. We still haven't got 100 people on site at any one time, though. So close. So close to getting 100 people on site, but almost 10,000. Almost $10,000 in one day. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. We are going to be paying off this loan in no time. Also, I saw a couple of comments from people saying that we needed more stock clerks for the appliances place. You're correct, or you were correct. That sounds really pretentious. I'm not trying to, like, talk down to you or anything. You were absolutely right. We did need more stock clerks, but giving it time has worked as well. If I wanted this place to be full immediately, I would have needed 1 or 2 more stock clerks, but I just decided to wait and let it fill up like this, because at this point, it is pretty much full. Like, there's what, 2 more things need to go in there? That'll absolutely be done before the place even opens. And at this point, if today goes relatively okay, we can probably move the stock clerk and have him come in a little bit later, because we don't really need him coming in super early. Now, something we do need to get is we need to go to zones. We need to go to Maintenance Center 2, which is, I'm just going to call it Maintenance Center because it's what it is. And what I want to do is hire some more staff. Now, we need more janitors. Now, what I'm going to do is have both of these janitors come in at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to hire 2 more. So, what do you want to do? You're a janitor. You'll do as a janitor. And none of you are any good as janitors. That's kind of a pain in the butt. You'll do. So, you come in at 6. What time do you finish, though? Let's just shuffle you along a little bit. So, you go at 2 o'clock and 2 o'clock. That's fine. So that should be okay. That'll keep the place relatively clean, hopefully. These stores aren't open yet, but I'm kind of excited to see if these stores do well. I also apparently didn't change this place about. Hold on a minute. If we go to rural... Oh, God, that word. If we go to rural outfitters, we might not need the 2 cashiers. I know it doesn't seem like we need 2 cashiers in here. That's for sure. And I'm gonna guess that there's not that much demand for, you know, general appliances from our customers. Although this place is getting a little bit busier. which is nice to see. By the way, I saw someone saying that the customers probably put like the washing machine probably goes in like a cart or something. Like they clearly pick it up. They clearly just there's no cart there. They're clearly just carrying the washing machine. Obviously, all of our customers are just absolutely hench. Like they're huge. They're absolutely ripped is what it is. They're not putting it on a cart. They are just absolutely ripped. It would be nice to actually have like a gym option in the mall, I realize. That's completely unrelated, but I mean, you can get bowling and cinemas, so why not a gym? Why not put a gym at the mall? Maybe incentivize people to work out. Hey, go get your coffee, do some shopping, go to the gym, or go to the gym, get your coffee, do some, I don't know, just, you know, do whatever, but go to the gym. This is advice I'm giving here. Mostly for me, when I'm watching this back and editing. Go to the gym and sleep more. Alright? That's a message from me to me. Seriously, I need to just sleep more and go to the gym. And eat better. Just in general. But, you know, that's that's nothing to do with the game, so moving on. Are we gonna hit 10,000 today? It looks like we might be able to get a little bit more money today than yesterday, although... Well, maybe. With more janitors coming in, maybe not. No, we did get slightly less. I'll tell you what I'd like to do, though. I'd really like to work towards getting some tier 2 stuff, because if we go to needs, I do want to build a store that sells nothing but beverages. And I want to see if I can get the tier 2 liquor demand done. Because that'll also contribute to... Wait a minute. That's candies. That'll also contribute to soda. So if a store has nothing but beverages, and we take the beverages out of OBLS, then we can absolutely get tier 2 on all of the beverages. Including wine. So yeah, we're gonna make a general beverage store, I guess. Yeah, that's the way that's gonna have to be. We're gonna make like a general beverage store, and we're gonna hope for the best. We could make it down here and have it share the storage area with the supermarket, so that we can, like, you know, just stick it onto the side of the supermarket. That doesn't seem like a terrible idea. It does mean I'm gonna have to take all of the beverages out of here, which is all of this stuff and all of this stuff, but I guess, you know, people might be okay with that. We'll see what happens. I could take another colossal loan. I'm making enough money per day that taking out a massive loan doesn't seem like the worst idea. I'm just not a huge fan of constantly relying on loans, because if for some reason people stop coming to the mall, then we are gonna be in trouble. But I think... oh wow, daily. Oh, I can take 237,000. Okay. No, that is that's good money. Don't get me wrong. But I'm gonna say a little bit less than that. What about like 100,000? 100,000 is probably more than I need. But I'm gonna take it. Because that is going to give me a bit more of a daily issue with, now I can just, like, fill areas with that. That's kind of nice. Okay. That's pretty cool. Right, let's go to foundations. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to build out like this up to about that point, which is 33,600. That's totally fine. I want to not bulldoze all of that. I do actually want to put a door in there. So if we go to objects and go to staff door there, we can probably put a staff door back here as well. No, they can just go in there, can't they? The entrance for this place, I want to put it right there. And let's get that built. Let's get that out of the way. And let's do some amazing things here. This is just gonna be a beverage store. And I actually have an idea of what the name of this one's gonna be. And it's gonna be a reference to another YouTuber called Stuff Plus. I'm thinking this beverage store is gonna be called Beverage Plus. I think that's gonna be a good name. I think that's a good name. So Beverage Plus is what we're gonna go for. Assign store there. That's store 11. If we go to manage, we're going to change store 11 immediately to be called Beverage Plus. So, or maybe Bev plus. No, Beverage plus. Plus. There we go. All right, so a beverage store is just going to need one type of... I realize I've made this store way too big, haven't I? Like, this is unnecessarily big. That's a bit of a problem. I mean, I really don't need it to be this size of a store. At all, really. This is just unnecessary. Let's put the checkout counter there. We'll go for one checkout counter for the time being and see what happens. We could, well, actually, no, I'll go for a second just because I can double them up a little bit later on. So let's go for just regular shelves, and I'm going to put a few just there, like that on that wall. We could put a couple down here, but I don't think I'll put them along this wall a little bit. And I feel like this is a massively unnecessary amount of shelves, but there you go. We'll do this kind of thing too. And that seems fine. That's just so unnecessary though. It really is. It's way too many shelves, but we're going to go with it. Are there any decorations I can put in here? Like, there's ATMs. 2,000 with maintenance of $1 per day. Can I rotate it? Must place it indoors. Doesn't seem like I can rotate it. I guess I'll put an ATM there and see if anyone uses it. We could put a pinball machine, a water dispenser, plants. Plants might be nice. Put a plant up there. Vending machines. No, you know what? That's fine. Get all of that in there. Nice and quickly. And we do need to assign storage, which is going to be that, which is OBLS storage. Now what we do is we slow the game down. We go to here, and we're going to say that this is going to have nothing but beverages. That's the wrong type of shelf for beverages. I'm an idiot. And I guarantee you all... Oh, God. No. I guarantee every single one of you spotted that long before I did. That's just going to be great. I do apologize. We want the regular type of thing, don't we? Or fridges. We could do some fridges. I think I might just go for food shelves, though. Or maybe a bit of both. Maybe we do a bit of both. Let's just get the shelves in like this. We'll do fridges on the back wall. We'll do this sort of thing there. We'll leave a big gap in there because we might as well. The store really doesn't need all that much stuff in here. We'll do fridges sort of like that. And we could get another one there, but I don't... Well, you know what? We will do that. So that seems fine. A lot of empty space in this place. Not a huge fan of that. I could, I guess... I could add an ATM, couldn't I? I could add an ATM, like, up there. So we'll get that done. Get all of that in there. That's hopefully going to be enough stuff for all the beverages. So this is... liquor. Let's just go through all of them. Liquor and beer and wine and then more liquor, I guess. So that'll be fine. Liquor, beer, wine, and liquor. These ones are going to be soda and just all soda, I guess. The next ones can be all... There's not that many drinks, are there? All bottled water. That's fine. Just loads of bottled water. That'll keep people happy. So bottled water... No, there. Then what's going in here? Beer? I guess beer. So beer... We could put... Wait, juices can go in there. So beer and beer, followed by some cold sodas, followed by some juice. So that should be totally fine. All right. So now I need to take all of the beverages out of this place. Oh, joy. This might really hurt my sales, though. I'm a little bit worried about this. Let's open Beverage Plus before we make this choice. So Beverage Plus needs some staff. Hire a cashier. You're pretty good, Tim Phelps. So you're going to be hired. You look interesting there, buddy. You're going to be starting at 9 o'clock, which is fine. We're going to get a stock clerk. We're going to go for you. You're going to start at about 7 o'clock. And we'll get another cashier. We'll go for you. And you're going to start at 9. So, Beverage Plus is going to be open as of tomorrow, which is hopefully going to do some good stuff for us. I am hopeful. I am hoping for the best. These places up here look like they're doing absolutely fine, honestly. I'm really a big fan of that wooden floor. I am a fan. Like, that does look quite nice. It would be nice to get some nice flooring in here as well, but it's going to be a little bit expensive. I mean, what do we even go for? The red's a bit much. Maybe the white tiles? I don't know. The green could work as well. We'll go for the green. Yeah, that's vibrant. We'll go for the green in there as well. The bathrooms are fine as is. Beverage Plus is gonna go for that, I guess. That's fine. All right. I'm kind of excited. I'm curious. Oh, what have we researched? We have researched bus transport. Now that makes things interesting. A bus stop is 10,000, but I can put a bus stop sort of anywhere. So let's maybe get a bus stop over here. That could be a thing. I'm a little worried about placing a bus stop because if it works in the same way as the garbage disposal, then the issue becomes it blocking traffic. Although, you know what? Maybe that's okay. Maybe we go to road work. We're gonna remove a bit over here, I think. Maybe that's a place. Or maybe we just build its own, give it its own little space. Remove that bit of road work right there. So get that gone. Let's go to road work. Do that. And build another bit. No, cancel that. That was a bus stop. I just placed a bus stop and I don't know if it gave me a refund. That's a pain in the butt. We'll put the bus stop up here so that it is completely in its own space for the time being. And that should be fine. So you're going to head out, you're going to build that, and hopefully the bus stop's going to be what we need to get us up over... Oh, there it is. Hopefully that's going to get us over the 100 people mark. I really hope that's gonna do the job. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here. Now the bus does come in, it does obviously stop in the middle of the road, but it's now in its own space, which should be absolutely perfect. This place is being stocked, which is nice to see. Not entirely sure that people are even going to bother going there, but we'll see what happens. A lot of people getting the bus, which is absolutely beautiful. This place is open as well. Yeah, there's a couple of people going to it. Definitely a couple of people going there, so maybe that's going to start helping with that tier 2 demand. I don't know if it actually will, but maybe. So what is it? Sell beer in a store with over 50% of beverages. Is that... Does it have to have other stuff, though? Or do the needs not get met until later that day? I think it shows... No, on display, none. Sell beer in a store with over 50% of beverages to satisfy this demand. Do I have to do this one first? Before I can do tier 2? That's really confusing. Sell liquor in a store with over 50% of beverages. I am. Unless it does just need other stuff. I really don't know. Either way, a lot of people are coming in here for their beverages, which is pretty cool, actually. The queue is full at Nerdrasoft store. Oh, wow, so it is. What did we do? We just got over 100 customers on site. Oh my god, we did it! We did the thing! I've been wanting to do this the whole time and we finally did it. That is beautiful. I can't help but feel that we are absolutely not getting tier 2 stuff. I don't know. I reckon it might not tell me until tomorrow. If it doesn't tell me tomorrow, then I'm gonna look it up between this episode and the next. But it's a little bit confusing. Either way, this place closes very soon, so a lot of angry customers there. But they can all technically go next door and buy their beverages there too. So this is kind of cool. Are we gonna pass the 10,000? I think we are. I think we're absolutely gonna pass that 10,000 mark. Oh my god, look at that money climbing. Look at that money climbing. That is beautiful. Someone coming in there for whatever they were buying. These stores still doing amazing work. So, despite paying back a lot of money for these loans, we are still making so much cash. And I am so okay with that. We made $12,269. That's kind of nuts, because we just made over 10,000 in a day. So here's my next question. If we look at neat, aha! There we go. Okay, so we are now doing some tier 2 stuff with liquor. We're doing some tier 2 stuff with soda. Same with bottled water. Same with beer. The problem is that technically they can still buy it in OBLS. And I think if I was to switch it so that all of my beverages were coming out of Beverage Plus, we might run into the issue where the cashiers just cannot keep up. So we might need to expand that place a little bit. But I will say, I'm so happy that we're actually making some good money, because it means that it's not going to be impossible for me to do the thing that I want to do, which is get the giant proper mole thing going. Now, what I would like to do is actually hire a couple more janitors, because there's still some dirt lying around. So we're going to hire you, and we're going to hire you, and you are going to come in. When do you come in? You can come in there at 1 a.m., and you can also come in at about 1 a.m. Maybe not. Maybe a bit earlier. Maybe a bit later. About midnight? Maybe midnight? Hold on. If I bring you back a little bit. 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 o'clock's when you are going to come in. So that's fine. So we are going to have 24/7 janitors, which will hopefully keep this place real clean indeed. I also didn't do anything with this, which is, I kind of meant to do a thing with this. So if we go to build and we go to objects and go to door, slap that on there. We'll go to objects again, and we are going to want to get ourselves some toilet cubicles. Now these things can actually be floating, which is super good news, because it means I can do it like this and double them up quite nicely. Just like that. Then we're going to put a bunch of sinks along the back wall like that. We're not going to do urinals or whatever you want to call them. We can't do paper dispensers either, which is actually a bit of a problem. I can technically do them above the toilets, but that's a bit weird. As for... Where's the bin? Trash cans. I mean, I have to place it inside, really? Man, I've got a hiccup brewing. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. I'm trying to record here, body. Restroom. So that's going to be a restroom. That's a restroom that anyone can go to. You don't have to be going into a store or anything like that. So that'll hopefully keep people happy. They might go to it. They might not. Interesting that these guys turn up considerably earlier than when that store opens, but fair enough. It's also super busy right away. Like, it's so busy as soon as it opens. I feel like we need more cashiers. I feel like we absolutely need more cashiers in there. So that store is just not big enough. It needs to be more like this, which is kind of ridiculous. So let me go to build. Let me go to remove roadwork and get rid of all of this. So all of that's going to go. And this store here just needs to be bigger, which is just, it really is ridiculous. So go to build. Let's go and get ourselves some foundations and extend the store to about there. Cancel that bit. There we go. So we're going to extend the store down a little bit. We're going to have to pretty much move everything around, which is kind of silly, but with the store being closed, that's probably okay. So there we go. Let's go to build again. Let's remove walls and objects, so everything in there is going to go. And then what we need to do is replace it all. So let's get the checkout counter, and I want to place them with a gap up above them to see if that's actually a good idea. So there, and there. We're going to do 4 of them, which is maybe a bit much, but I reckon I can make it work. The food shelves could go like, along the queues, but I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll put the food shelves sort of like this. So we'll just do a whole bunch of them along, not like that, along like this. Do a whole bunch from this side as well. And does this place have even spacing? It does, which is actually unfortunate because if it was odd spacing, we'd only have a gap of 1 in here, but that's totally fine. So that's not terrible. We could do a little bit more up like that. We could do a little bit more there as well, but I think I'll just leave that as an open space, I think. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that being completely open, but there you go. We'll put a vending machine there, I guess, by the door, maybe. We could put some plants in here. We could put a fountain in there if I really wanted to, but that seems a little bit unnecessary. This whole place just is... It's more popular than I thought it would be, honestly. It is... Beverage Plus has wound up being so much more popular than I thought it would be. So let me go to build again and let me get floor tiles. Because we want to put the yellow ones just there. So, let's get all of that built. Let's get the products in. And we're also going to have to hire more people to work here. We're also going to need it to open a lot later, too. So if we go to manage and we go to the store, which is there. So we need to hire 2 more cashiers. You're not very patient, but you're quite sociable. That'll do. Pause a second while I do this. Get me you as well. So you all come in at the same time. That's perfect. The next 4 that I need to hire need to come in a little bit later. So you are fine. You are... you'll do. So that's... Hold on, right. You all come in 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the next... I need 1 more. So you're going to come in. Right, so if we pause here, you are going to start at 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock? No. Let's have you start at 3 o'clock and work for 6 hours. I think. 3 o'clock and 3 and 6 is not, no, hold on. Hold, I need to get this just, I'm really bad at working out times. Like, I can do basic math, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to actually working out times, especially when you're like looking at 24-hour, it's just such a pain in the butt. So have you all come in at 3, because that's when the other guys end anyway. So you come in at 3, no, you come in at 7 rather, or 5. Why do I keep getting my times messed up? Jesus. Come in at 5 o'clock and come in at 5 o'clock. Although staggering some of you is going to be a much better idea. So... You are going to finish after 7 hours, and you are going to finish after 7 hours. Then you are going to start at 4 o'clock, and you are going to start at 4 o'clock. So that's fine. And then you start at 5, and you start at 5. Now, why are you work 8 hours as well? So that's, okay, it closes at midnight, I think. I think midnight's the closing time. Let me change all of you to 7. So if you start at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So 4, 7 is 11 o'clock. So that's fine. So 7 hours, and then you need to work 6 hours. That's totally fine. So the store opens from 9 until 11 o'clock, 14 hours. There isn't a stock clerk to work that whole day, so let's see if we can change that up a little bit. You are going to start work. That's another cashier. Whoops. Get out of here, buddy. Stock clerk is what I'm looking for. You are going to be starting at 3 o'clock. Okay. So today is about to be a very, very busy day, or, well, rather, tomorrow is about to be a very busy day for the new store, once we get the products in, of course. So let's go for beverages, and let's begin with a bunch of liquor. We'll just, actually, you know what? Let's line this front wall with soda, so it seems a little bit more friendly. It's like, hey, welcome to the shop, here's some liquor. And the rest of it's set up. We've got a bunch of soda, bottled water, juices, wine, beer, liquor, every type of beverage you could possibly want from a beverage based establishment. So the first stock clerk for that place should be showing up around 5 a.m. rather than 7 because it's going to take a little bit longer to get it all stocked up. So is that the first one? Yes, it is. He's here a little bit earlier than I thought he'd be, but that's actually okay because it should mean that he gets the place nicely stocked for it opening at 9 a.m. So that's what I want to see. I do also really enjoy the shared storage room thing, especially here. Seeing them come in from both sides is quite nice. This one up here is quite cool as well. Just seeing all the stuff be loaded into the various shops. It's just nice. The shared storage room thing was such a good idea. So props to every single one of you that threw that out there as something to do. Now, Beverage Plus is open. People seem to be filing in quite nicely. I'm a little bit worried that we are spending a lot of money on staff, but if this place ends up selling a whole heap of stuff today, it will, in theory, make quite a bit of money. Now, let me have a little look at the challenges currently. So we need to get 200 customers on site. We've had 123 at most. We need to make 50,000 total sales. Yeah. Oh, today really is... What did we spend yesterday? So yesterday, we've spent more. So I think we might be okay. I don't know if we are making as much money today as we did yesterday. I'm a little bit concerned about that. Some queues were full at Beverage Plus. That's okay. Oh, wow. This place is getting super, super busy. But let me even look at the needs again. Are the needs being met? They kind of are, actually. Not so much for liquor, but yeah, we're kind of getting there with the needs. Which is kind of exciting, actually. Although, again, I am a little bit worried about the, you know, this number being a little bit smaller than it was yesterday. 10,000 yesterday. Can we get that number back up there today? Day 51? Also, can we get these floors cleaned? Jesus, some of these places are absolute pigsties. Like, just really, really filthy. That 24/7 janitorial staff thing, though, that's probably going to come in handy. So all of these places are open until 11. It does seem... What is this complaint? Restaurants. Why... The restaurants aren't full, though, and the restaurant's open, so that's a bit weird. It does seem like we didn't need to have the beverages place open until 11 p.m. this time. It does seem like we could have got away with not having it open that late. But with that said, we are doing really well with these demands. Like the soda demands are doing pretty well. The bottled water, like all these demands are so close to being met, especially the tier 2 stuff, that's kind of exciting. And I'm kind of keen to see what we can do with the rest of this. So, ladies and gents, I'm going to leave it there for today. We finally started tapping into the tier 2 stuff, which is quite cool. You guys have been going on about it for a while, so I figured it was probably a good idea to finally get on with it. And I know that that's sort of the primary reason a lot of people were saying that it was a bad idea to go with one shop doing everything. I get that. I totally do. It's just that I think doing what we did and going back to having OBLS sort of be a jack of all trades, master of none, that has then led on to us being able to do what we're doing now with Beverage Plus and all of these stores. It made us a bit more money. It gave us a nice jumping off point, and it's worked out really well. So hopefully you now get my point of view with what I did there. Hopefully that makes it a little bit better. And actually, just before we wrap things up, I'm going to remove walls and objects from there. Going to remove walls and objects from there. We're going to remove foundations from there. That got rid of a restroom, I think. I'd like to remove walls and objects from there. And I'd like to just get a wall into that spot. Just like that. Because that restroom's not gone. We're going to turn this over here into a restroom. Because I don't want to be selling alcohol at OBLS anymore. So that's going there. We're going to go to assign. We're going to go to restroom. And, well, we need to get the door on there first. So this is now a restroom. Restroom 5. We go to build. We go to objects. And we want to get ourselves the toilet cubicles. Can I click and drag? No, can't click and drag. That's totally fine. Get a bunch of toilet cubicles along there. We'll get some paper dispensers just up there. And we'll get some sinks just down like this, opposite all of those. That'll hopefully keep people nice and happy. We could go for a trash can just there, I guess. So there we go. We have a new restroom in OBLS. We are no longer selling alcohol in there. And alcohol is all in this place over here, Beverage Plus. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you kind of for watching. This has been another Brick in the Wall part, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!